Well, everyone knows that you're told that stress is the silent killer. You don't really feel it, but it's there. Well, now we know the real science behind it. It's called getting stuck in sympathetic stress. All of us need to be in sympathetic stress to get our jobs done, to get the tasks done through the day, get all your problems solved. It's required. You just don't want to get stuck in it. One thing that very few people know about is ozonated olive oil. Now that means that they're taking a vat of olive oil and they're pumping O3, ozone gas, through that for about a week, and it absorbs into the oil. The reason for doing that is because that's a perfect delivery system to get ozone in through your skin. So the ozone donates an oxygen molecule to anything that's needing it. So any hydrogenated oil in your skin, it just dissolves it all out. It's a disinfectant as well. So it gets rid of any kind of infection stuff, and it makes your skin younger. It helps with varicose veins, but externally it's an absolutely miraculous product. I mean, you could literally call it a miracle. It's that potent, and it smells amazing as long as you don't put too much in. If you oversaturate it, it's kind of gnarly. But when you do just the right amount, which is what we do, you find a great experience with this thing. It's like the smell of a fresh rainfall afterwards when you put it on. And you put it on before you go to bed at night. You wake up in the morning with a beautiful glow and super clean skin, and it goes right in. There's no oily left at all. It's the most amazing thing. One of the biggest topics out there, because it's one of the biggest problems, is how do you detox heavy metals? Because we're all breathing them. You're breathing them through rubber dust, brake dust. There's 10 billion pounds of rubber dust released in the atmosphere in the United States alone every single year. It's a lot. So the best way to detox with heavy metals is to, number one, you've got to hydrate with the sea salt water. That's most important. Number two, you can use specific things like coriander seed oil, but it's got to be raw, organic, fresh pressed coriander seed oil, not some CO2 extract that's really harsh. It's got to be food-based. That goes in and helps to bind and pull heavy metals out. You can use Solaris. Solaris goes in and dissolves heavy metals into inert matter so it doesn't re-poison you. It just helps it get out of your system as garbage because it turns it into inert matter. Also, using black cumin seed oil, or black seed oil as it's commonly known, helps to go in and clean and lubricate and get all the cell membranes healthy so that they can release all the oils with the heavy metals in them. Those are your three main ways of doing it. All these other harsh things like EDTA, chelation, be very careful with those. DMSA especially, I know people end up in wheelchairs doing those things, literally. And they also strip your body of precious minerals that you don't want. So I don't like any of that invasive stuff. Keep it simple, but keep it regular. And get your tests done to find out where you're at as you go. And that's how you get rid of heavy metals. It's really simple. Well, now we know the real science behind it. It's called getting stuck in sympathetic stress. All of us need to be in sympathetic stress to get our jobs done, to get the tasks done through the day, get all your problems solved. It's required. You just don't want to get stuck in it. What's happening today, people are totally getting stuck and they can't get out of it. You want to go from sympathetic stress to parasympathetic to rest and heal and digest. That means deeper sleep, getting the proper nutrients out of your food. You can't digest properly when you're running from the tiger all day. So how do you get unstuck from sympathetic stress? The best way to get unstuck from sympathetic stress is to lay down on your back, put your butt up against the front of the couch, bend your legs so that the bottom of your legs are on the couch where you would sit, and put a little towel under the back of your head and lay there for 30 minutes every single day at a certain particular time. Keep it the same time during the day. And in 14 days, you've retrained your brain to accept the fact that there's now the proper amount of blood in your abdomen and your head. Because what happens when you're in sympathetic stress, the blood vessels in the thighs of your body expand about 15% and rob your abdomen and your head from the brain because you're running from the tiger all day long. When you're laying down and resting, you don't want to be like that. So you have to retrain your brain by gravitational force of the blood back into your abdomen and your brain for 30 minutes. This has been clinically trialed and proven to be successful. Everyone within 14 days snaps out of it, and they're into equilibrium with their autonomic nervous system. Every single person has got to do this, no matter who they are. If you don't do it, you're not going to get the results. And if you miss a day, you got to do 14 days. It takes 14 days to get you done in a row. So we already know that black cumin works amazing to keep the mouth and the throat clean. The most important thing that goes along with that is sinus health. You got to use a nasal wash, not a neti pot, no salt water, none of that. That's like flushing the toilet but never cleaning the toilet. You want to clean the toilet. And believe me, the garbage that you breathe, this is your furnace filter. You don't walk around breathing through your mouth all day. You walk around breathing through your nose all day. And you've got all these special membranes that filter all the air out and warm it up before it goes in. Your sinuses go all the way across your forehead down to the front of your ears and all the way through here and up in here. There's a very specific way using a nasal wash to get that cleaned out. It takes 3 minutes a day. And I did it for 90 days about 5 years ago. And ever since then, and I kept getting stuff out for that 90 days. And finally, when it stopped coming out, I stopped. But I had a brand new head on my shoulders for the first time in my life. I felt like a brand new person. And both of my nostrils, both of my sinuses breathe perfectly ever since then. Most people can only breathe through one at a time. And mine have been open ever since. And I tune it up once in a while. This is a very unique product. We have a little bit available right now. We're going to have a whole lot very soon. But that's what totally upgrades you. It makes you think way cleaner. It gets your whole vision cleaned up as well. Eyes, ears, nose, sort of works with your ears. All those eustachian tubes get all cleaned up as well. It's a miracle product. So we're all hearing how important it is to have healthy gut health, right? There's everything from leaky gut to irritable bowel syndrome to Crohn's disease to diverticulitis. I mean, it's crazy the amount of problems people are going to have with their gut health. So I learned about a way to fix all of the gut health problems in one simple solution. And it is an Ayurvedic blend. Ayurvedic is from India. These are certified organic blend of the perfect seeds and herbs and glyconutrients in a special little blend. And every time you eat food, you take half a teaspoon, you put it in your mouth, it tastes absolutely gorgeous. You chew it until it's completely done. I chew it hundreds of times because I enjoy the taste so much. And a lot of people chew things and swallow right away. You got to chew this at least 100 times. And you're blending your saliva with it, swallowing the saliva, keeping the stuff in your mouth. And that blend of all these beautiful herbs go in and it soothes your entire digestive tract. Where I've seen even people with the worst kind of Crohn's disease, which is the worst kind of gut health you can have, completely dissolve the problem and it goes away just from eating this particular food after you eat. Plus it drives a whole bunch of stomach acids and enzymes into your stomach to further digest your food. So it helps you digest your food really well, but it also totally heals the gut from any and all problems. And it's food-based, it's not a drug. It's the coolest thing ever.